1130 The Tiger, Shreveport Bossier's #1 sports station, and your home for Tim Fletcher in the morning.
Coach Ed Orgeron, head coach of the LSU Tigers, joining us here. Any coincidence that the LSU Tigers are recruiting in states that have produced some of the most NFL talent in recent years?
But Louisiana's still going to be first for us. We're doing a great job in Louisiana. And then you can look at the two guys in the draft right there from Shreveport area.
Catch Tim Fletcher every weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. on 1130 The Tiger.
It takes both vision and skill to create a pool as unique as it is beautiful. A perfect blend of time-honored craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology. The hand, heart, and mind working in perfect sync to create something truly special. A source of timeless relaxation, priceless memories, and endless joy. That is the mission of a master pool builder, and that is the magic of Moorhead Pools.
We have been preaching this for so long, but it's nice to hear it from other sources as well. Gibbsland Bank and Trust certainly knows about customer service. The Minden Press-Herald, our buddies over there in Webster Parish, just voted Gibbsland Bank and Trust the best bank and best customer service in Webster Parish. How you like them apples? You want great customer service? You want Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We were rolling down this road in
Anbar Province.
3 personnel carriers
with 16 of us on board.
All of a sudden, there's
a huge explosion.
We knew right away
it was an IED. The first vehicle
got wasted, and those guys took
a huge hit.
Then we started taking
sniper fire and RPGs from the hills.
In today's military, women face the same dangers as men.
It's pretty amazing.
We made it out alive.
But when they come home, women veterans confront a whole different set of challenges, like unique healthcare issues, or not receiving respect or even acknowledgement for serving in harm's way. DAV understands the problems women veterans face, and we can help. Many DAV advisors are female veterans. They've been there, and they're ready to provide expert guidance. DAV fights to get you the health, disability, and financial benefits you were promised and earned. If you're a veteran, visit DAV.org for free help.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. A lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
That's just one adoption story that started at a shelter. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Tiger weather now.
Well, the Arklatex will get a chance to dry things out here through the week ahead. Looks like maybe a couple of afternoon thunderstorms back in the forecast on Friday. But sunshine here this afternoon at 82. A clear sky tonight, low 58. Sunny tomorrow with 85 our high. And lots of sunshine as we move into midweek. Wednesday's high 86. Richard Wettigan, the Weather Channel.
Good afternoon. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
Voice of the Demons, right?
Yes.
Touchdown, Demons!
Brined, marinated, or dry rubbed, it's sports the way you like it.
Sports Center Top 10 right there!
Talking to the biggest names, bringing you the best interviews.
He actually smokes his beans.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
The cooler is full, and the brisket is resting.
Just a nice little pull, and it comes right apart. That's perfect.
We eat ribs with this dude.
Here's your master of ceremonies, the Kansas City Barbecue Society certified expert.
Throw the fade, looking for Ferguson. Got it!
Patrick Netherton.
13-yard touchdown. Demons are back in it. And good afternoon. We welcome you into the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. I'm back in the saddle again. Finally, Rogers and I get to look at each other. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing for either or both of us. But we are here, and we are happy to be here, and we are pleased to have you join us. And we are looking forward to doing a couple of hours of maybe some sports talk, maybe some other talk. Who knows what the heck we might get into. We got a lot of stuff to discuss as we go along here on the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. I am in studio. Raj, I believe I'm going to actually do all 5 days of the show this week.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Believe it when you see it kind of thing.
I believe when I hear it.
It's definitely a believe, maybe you believe it when you see it kind of thing. But,
listen to me now, but believe me later.
Yes. So thank you, Hans and Franz.
You're welcome.
Raj, before we get going, let's start with some breaking news. How about that? We got to go breaking news to start with. Rogers, we learned this just about not even an hour ago, but it is now official. You'll remember last year, the Independence Bowl moved their kickoff lunch to a kickoff dinner for Drew Brees. Well, it was so successful, they've decided to do another kickoff dinner, and we have the announcement for who the special guest will be. None other than LSU and now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. North Webster's own Devin White will be the guest of honor. Devin White will be the guest speaker at the Indy Bowl kickoff dinner. That will be taking place on July 11th, Thursday, July 11th. And Raj, another piece of breaking news that's not really breaking, so you don't really have to play the sounder. I'm the MC for I'm not sure what year in a row now, but they keep asking me back for some reason. Mostly because I think I do it, I get through really fast. Like I don't talk, I don't hold up the process, You
don't tell stories about yourself.
Right. Well, last year was a little different. I did the little 4.5 minute little thing to Drew Brees, the thank you to Drew Brees, and that's something I'd never done before. But I don't think it held anything up. It kind of everything kept moving along. We got out of there in a reasonable time frame. But they decided to go after the success of the dinner last year. They decided to do the dinner again this year because it's during the summer. Kids are out of school. You can bring your kids in to participate. You don't have to worry about, I got to be back at work in an hour, right? Like a lot of people are on schedules where you only have an hour for lunch, that kind of thing. We don't have to worry about that. And so you can just relax, enjoy yourself, eat some good food, enjoy a guest speaker. So the format this year is going to be, it's actually going to revert back to, if those of you that went to the kickoff lunch that Emmitt Smith was the guest speaker. You may remember it was a Q&A format, and our boy Timmy B was the guy who did the Q&A with Emmitt Smith. Well, this year is also going to be a Q&A with Devin White, and it's going to be handled by the voice of LSU, Chris Blair. So Blair will be the guy who will handle the Q&A. I'll handle all the rest of the stuff, introducing everyone, moving things between stuff, and look very forward to that event every year. So, Raj, here's my goal. I'm stating this goal publicly to the ones and ones of people that are probably listening at 3:05 on a Monday afternoon. Raj, I'm going to be down at least 20 pounds by July 11th. All right? That's my goal. I'm going to be at least 20 pounds down by July 11th, so I want to look a little bit better. I want to look a little bit more fit and trim by the time I get up on stage. So I feel like...
Does that mean a new suit?
Nah, no.
If you lose that much?
I don't know. I don't even have a suit. Actually, I have a sport coat.
Yeah, that matches with your slacks.
I have a black sport coat and black slacks. So I don't know.
It comes off as a suit.
Well, maybe I'll get a new black sport coat. You never know. Maybe I'll just get a new sport coat, or maybe. But my thing is, I never wanted to get a suit until I got to a weight that I felt like I would stay at, and I always knew the weight that I'm at right now was, even though I've been at that weight for probably about a year, maybe a little bit longer. I always wanted to get below this. I always wanted to, because I'm at like 305, 307, 308, something in that area. I go anywhere from about 305 to 310, and I wanted to get down under 300 again, down under $3 bills, which I had gotten to like 5 years ago, and then wanted to get back, back to where, I want to get back to where my weight starts with a 2. Is basically what I'm looking for. So if I could ultimately get down to about 275, I think I'd be real sexy, Raj.
Well, or if you can hold out till you die, that suit would probably fit you forever.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Although I'm going to be cremated, Raj. So
are you?
Yeah, I'm not getting. I'm going to donate everything that can get donated, and then y'all just burn me up. I don't need to be in the ground.
I didn't know that. We hadn't talked about that.
Yeah, no, I don't. What good am I in the ground? I mean,
you're there.
I mean, look, I'm gone no matter what. Like, it's not like they're going to revive me. And I honestly, Raj, I just don't want to become a part of the zombie apocalypse. Right? Like, I don't want to be somebody that, that Rick Grimes is going to have to go kill on The Walking Dead. I don't want to be that guy.
That poor fella.
So So there you go. That's the breaking news for today. We just got word that actually came out about 30 minutes ago now that Devin White is going to be the featured speaker at the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl. So very excited about that and looking forward to hanging out with Devin. By the way, we're working on him, by the way. We're working on it. Hopefully, I've got some feelers out, got some different people working on it. Hopefully, we can get him on sometime before that's said and done. But, Raj, let's talk about this here show. It is the Patrick Netherton Show. It is on 1130 The Tiger. There are multiple ways to get in touch with the show if you like. 318-320-1130. 318-320-1130. As we encourage you to call in. You can also text at 318-6570-HAM, 318-657-0426, even if you're like our unnamed friend on the text line who is soliciting people but sending it to the wrong folks, as we had on Friday, which was one of my favorite things. That person, by the way, Raj, has since befriended me on Facebook and sent a message to me and said, thank you for not including my name in the post. I was like, well, of course. I'm not here to embarrass anyone. I'm not here to call anyone out. If you heard the show on Friday, you know who it was, because I said it when I first read it. And then I realized, oh, well, this was a mistake. Someone sent this to me in error, so I'm not going to mention the name of the person. And when I posted the text message, and you can find it on the Facebook page, on the Twitter feed, all that, you can see it there. I didn't post any names. And if you want to find it on the Facebook page, you go to facebook.com/Netherton Show. And we also have, by the way, the video stream is up and running, so you can see my pretty Northwestern State shirt. I love this shirt, by the way. It's my favorite shirt in the arsenal right now. The purple shirt with the block in. Enjoy that. You can hang out. You can occasionally see Roger's hands in the shot. Actually, you know what, Raj? Here's what's funny. I rarely, if ever, tune into the Fletcher Facebook feed. I listen a lot in the mornings, but I always just open the app up. I'll listen on the app, which, by the way, if you haven't downloaded the 1130 The Tiger app, what are you waiting on? It is the best quality signal you're going to find. So I oftentimes will just listen to the app. Well, this morning I woke up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, couldn't go back to sleep. It was one of those nights where you just you're kind of restless, right? So I wake up. I realize it's like 6:02 or something. I'm like, oh, let me see what's going on with Fletcher. So instead of opening the app, I just went ahead and went to the Facebook page and opened up his Facebook feed, the Facebook Live feed, which is going on right now. If you want it, facebook.com/Netherton Show. And he was doing the SEC report, which I guess he does every hour. So he does like 8 SEC reports every day for his 8 hours of content. Yeah. And the funniest part, though, Raj, was I could see you counting him down to the end because your fingers were over in the camera. So I saw you giving him the countdown to the end. I was like, oh, look at Raj counting him down. Just made me laugh. No, I understand. Well, you did go 3-2, and then the 1 was not the finger I expected. So maybe it was just a little bit
kind of a little
different.
thing between him and I.
I got you. I got you. Make sure you don't put your little thing between him and you.
No, you got to watch that.
You don't want to do that.
We got
my
a birthday 1 year and 1 day apart. You got to watch out.
Got to be careful. It is Fletcher's birthday, by the way, and so I'm sure he's not listening. But happy birthday to him. And of course, it was the double nickel birthday for the man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, boy!
There we go. Now, this is appropriate. Wasn't appropriate on Friday. I couldn't see you. Like, I literally just want to come over there and give you a big hug. We hadn't seen each other in a whole week.
Brothers don't shake hands.
Brothers got a hug, my friend. You know that's true. Rogers Hampton and I reunited, and it feels so good.
Seems like a week.
It's almost like it's been a week, Rogers.
It's been.
To the day.
That's for Jay Wiley if he's listening.
I realize I love you 'cause I want you back. Hey, hey.
All right. Peaches and Herb. There you
Had
go.
to get the radio part
There you
in.
go. Peaches and Herb, always appropriate when we're reunited for the first time. All right, Hambone. Everyone's favorite Monday game. How many hours did Hambone spend away from home? You and I talked a little bit off air, so I'm coming at this with a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, you are.
And you and I talked through the course of the weekend.
It's not the high number I thought I was going to be able to make you happy with.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But I always go between an hour and a half and 3 hours. That's where I always sit because I know you're not going out for multiple meals in a day. If anything, and usually not going out for multiple meals in a weekend. So I know that I can probably get you for about an hour, hour and 15, hour and a half maybe if you're enjoying a leisurely lunch or dinner with a couple of beers. But I do know some of what went down on the weekend. I don't know how many trips you might have had to make to the grocery store or to go re-up the refrigerator full of beer. Or the refrigerator full of Bud. I don't know. Humidor? Like, what do you even put that in? I don't know what that goes in. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to go 2 hours, Raj. That's where I'm sitting this weekend.
All what you said
happened
and was planned to happen.
Okay.
To give you a high number.
All right. But. Yeah.
Never left the house.
0?
All those places, a little bit went to the grocery store, took Red, a little bit went to the convenience store to get me beer, and a little bit picked up food from a local establishment and brought it.
I need to know, how happy were you when Little Bit turned 21 so that she could deliver beer to you? Like, remember how when one of the things parents always talk about is their kids are good as remote controls. Back before you had remote controls, you'd make the kid go change the channel.
Put it on UHF.
And then when kids become 15, when we were kids to get our license, now 16, you get your license. Well, now, hey, I can make them go to the store.
For milk and bread.
For stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Little Bit 21, I've got to imagine that was heaven for you because you no longer had to get.
It was very strange the first couple times I had to ask her to do that. And it was strange for her, too. Or like she's, hey, Dad, I'm coming in town. I'm going to stop and get some food, anything you need. Well, if you're actually stopping to pick up something, could you get me? And she was like, Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
It took a couple of times for her to realize she could walk in there and go do it because she still looked 14.
That girl's going to get carded until she's 50.
Yes.
She's tiny to start with. And she's like, she's like cherubic. She has those little cheeks and she's just tiny.
Yeah.
And so, not surprisingly, she'll be carded till she's at least 40.
I told her just get you, Billy. I told her when you get to my age, you're going to be gladly. Oh, here.
No,
thank you.
I'm sorry. Did you think I was?
Did you
think I was? That was sub 50.
I did shave the gray beard. See, come on.
Yeah.
Give me a little something.
So,
but no, all those things would have equaled probably the most time I'd been out on a weekend
in a while,
in a long time.
Yeah.
But. Some of the other circumstances I was dealing with, we couldn't really just leave the house by itself.
You adopted cats, Raj.
Yes, one of our neighborhood kittens had kittens in our yard.
Let's figure out, Raj. Let's do a quick math problem here.
Want to do a quick break?
Not yet.
No, okay.
Let's do a quick math problem here.
Okay.
How many kittens/cats are you currently responsible for, either directly, as in they're at your home, or indirectly, as in you stop between your house and work to feed them in the woods behind a gas station?
One in the house that's been our own domestic cat for 5 years.
All right.
The neighborhood. Now, they're all not there. There have been 2-3 generations coming, and here's another generation happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 outside, and it was 4 kittens until one of them got attacked by a possum.
Yeah, one of them
led me to not leaving the house.
Possum,
so there's 3 kittens.
Yeah. By the way, this happened over the weekend that you found kittens.
That I had found them and had them hidden in a box, and they were safe and sound. Then a big commotion over the weekend in the middle of the night, and a possum had got one of them. So now that's why I'm in the process of keeping them in my house, having to take them back outside to let the mama kitty feed them, because with her being an outside, neighborhood kitty, she's scared to come in the house.
Right.
So every 3 to 4 to 5 hours.
She's probably right.
No, yeah, you're
to be scared to come in your house.
Yeah.
I'd be scared to come in your house, and I'm not a neighborhood cat.
So every 3 to 5 hours, putting the kittens out on the porch in the box and sitting there by the door to watch her jump in, because a couple times she's tried to take them right back to the place that the possum attacked them.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, cats typically, when they have kittens,
I know,
they go find a kind of quiet, secluded, dark place.
And that's exactly where they were.
And that's why when you and I'm, as a guy who's not a cat guy.
Oh, and I'm really not either.
When you see cats have kittens, even indoor cats, you'll find them like in the back of a closet.
Oh, no. Yes.
It's always, there's always, they always take them somewhere.
I just was baffled that she was going to take them right back to the same spot that the possum killed one of her other babies. I was like, do you not get that I'm trying to help you?
No.
So a couple times she went to jump out with him, and I had to stop her and put him back in. So I'm in this every 3 to 5 hour, go out there. Hopefully she's out there. She jumps in the box, makes her feed them, makes her, cleans them and all that. And when she's done, she hops out. And a couple times I have put the box right in the doorway, and she'll want to come in, but her being an outside cat, she's not going to do it. So we're in the process of, here, you feed them, you take care of them. And we're in the process, if she's not around, we've got a little water and a little milk that we're just trying to keep them alive with.
Do you think anyone now questions why I wished you a happy Mother's Day on Friday?
I told Lauren about you're the best mom. It's a birthday. You said it was perfect my birthday fell on Mother's Day because you're the best mom, dad I've ever known.
Yeah. I mean, you're literally the best mom I know.
Now, there's the other 3 to finish the story. There's 3 behind the little gas station. 2 that are consistent, and a third one that comes from every now and then. But at one point, there were 8 or 9 behind the gas station before they start disappearing. But the one this morning that they don't see me from Friday to Monday morning, oh, boy, she was chirping at me with the, like, put the food down, dude. And it's one of those that it's the closest to an outside cat will ever let me touch it. It will eat the food while I'm putting it on the plate, but if I reach out to try to pet it, it pulls away. But it will eat while I'm still pouring the food in the plate, and that's the closest that one of those homeless kitties has ever let me try to touch it.
So you're an outside cat, is what we're saying.
Yeah, I'm an outside cat.
Yeah,
man.
like you're more of an outside cat than I realized.
An outside cat.
Like as soon as you get near him to try to get him to do something, he's gonna go find. He's gonna go burrow back into his hole.
And it's weird because
hang out.
At my house, the mama kitty with the kittens, she's starting to figure out that we're trying to help her now. That first couple times with the box, I think she thought we were trying to take them. That's why she was taking them. But she was taking them right back to where the possum was. I had to hit with the box to run off. And that, hey, huge one, buddy, that just looked at me like, can I help you? I'm trying to have a little I'm trying to have a little buffet here.
I'm eating a kitty buffet. You know what? It's actually a Chinese buffet for possums. You know what they say, Raj?
Is that what that smell was?
You know what they say, Raj? You never find stray cats around a Chinese restaurant. I'm going to hell. All right, should we take a break now? Let's take a break. So Raj didn't get out of the house at all because he has adopted more cats because he's an old cat lady now. That's who Rogers is. And that's why I wished him a happy Mother's Day. We'll find out if he did anything for his birthday at some point today. But I have a feeling he didn't do jack taco for his birthday. I'm still trying to get him to go out for, a birthday dinner or something, or lunch or whatever, but hadn't happened yet. He's Rogers Hampton. I'm Patrick Netherton. We've got a lot to discuss today. College basketball movement. We got NBA to talk about. How was I right on Friday? Now I really sound like Ben Marshall. Let me tell you why I was right on Friday. We'll talk about that. We got baseball to talk about. We got movement in college basketball, hoops coaches, NBA coaches, all sorts of stuff going on. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
Hey, y'all know that GBT is also the place to go for when you're ready to purchase a home.
Yeah, Gibbsland Bank and Trust, they got loans for everybody.
They do. They're so helpful, they're kind, they're there to answer all your questions. They can really make the process of buying a house, especially for first homeowners, easy and smooth.
Real human beings, real human touch, the right people, the right bank. Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team.
I was driving in my car and I smelled a number 5 with fries. Hadn't stopped for lunch, made me realize it was just my ride. But with a new Febreze car, I got it under control. Now they come in light or bold, choose how you roll. Febreze car, roll with me and breathe. Happy Febreze, la 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 la.
So you think you have unlimited data?
Recalculating.
Think again. If you have unlimited data on a network you can't trust, your data is limited, and so are you. Set your smartphone free with the new Unlimited Mega Plan from Total Wireless. For $50 a month, get unlimited data on the nation's best 4G LTE network with 25 gigs at high speed, then 2G.
You have arrived at your destination.
Stay connected with the new Unlimited Mega Plan. Total Wireless, total confidence. Available at Best Buy. See terms and conditions at TotalWireless.com. So you think you have unlimited data?
Recalculating.
Think again. If you have unlimited data on a network you can't trust, your data is limited, and so are you. Set your smartphone free with the new Unlimited Mega Plan from Total Wireless. For $50 a month, get unlimited data on the nation's best 4G LTE network with 25 gigs at high speed, then 2G.
You have arrived at your destination.
Stay connected with the new Unlimited Mega Plan. Total Wireless, total confidence. Available at Walmart. See terms and conditions at TotalWireless.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. 30% of Americans who are planning home improvements of $5,000 or more will pay for those renovations with a high-interest credit card. That may not be a great idea. A better idea may be to take cash out of your home with a Quicken Loans 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.5%, APR 4.78%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate subject to change. Pay 2% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Even in my own home, I had my own designated space to smoke. If I think about it, it really was like I was punishing myself. A friend of mine said, why wouldn't you just try the Juul? And so I went out and I bought one. The idea of going back to smoking, I couldn't even imagine doing that. I don't think anyone, including myself, thought that I could switch.
Carolyn made the switch October 2016. Make the switch at JUUL.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Dad, what are you doing?
Cramming for college.
I'm the one going to college.
Yeah, but we need to figure out how we're going to pay for it all.
Discover Student Loans.
Discover does student loans?
Yeah, they're one of the top private student loan lenders in the country. It takes 15 minutes or less to apply, and there are no fees for the life of the loan. Best of all, I can earn cash rewards if I get good grades.
Really?
Yeah, we still have time to apply and get a great rate.
So I can just chill. College kids still say that, right?
No one says that, Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply.
Control, this is Galaxy 1. We are picking up an unidentified object heading your way. Over.
Roger that, Galaxy 1. We are tracking inbound bogey. Can you get a visual? Over.
Control, it seems to be some kind of comet. We're positioning for a better look. Over.
Roger that, Galaxy 1. Use caution. Over.
Control, we have a visual. It's Fireball 7s, the new $10 instant ticket from the Louisiana Lottery. Brace for impact!
It's out of this world and landing all over Louisiana. Fireball 7s from the lottery. Win up to $200,000. Win up to 20 times on each ticket. Pick up Fireball 7s today.
Control, this is Galaxy 1. We have a problem. Over.
Roger that, Galaxy 1. All systems appear functional. What seems to be the problem? Over.
Control, we can't get our hands on any Fireball 7s scratch-offs up here. Over.
Understood, Galaxy 1. We are bringing you home.
Visit your favorite lottery retailer and play Fireball 7s for your chance to win up to $200,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
11:30 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Dan Hawkins coming on today? Our man the Hawk? It's his theme music, in case you don't know. It's just a good song all the way around. Like it's one of those that you just can't help but kind of get into. Yeah. Molly Hatchet. Was it just one lady named Molly had a hatchet? Yeah. We welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show here on 1130 The Tiger. He is Rogers Hampton. I am Patrick Netherton. Got a lot of things to discuss coming up. We'll talk NBA playoffs. We'll talk Major League Baseball. We'll talk interest in college basketball and NBA coaching moves that we have to discuss. If you didn't hear the breaking news in the first segment, the Independence Bowl kickoff dinner has been announced. It's July 11th, and the guest speaker is Devin White, former LSU Tiger, former North Webster, whatever the mascot of North Webster is. I don't know what the mascot for North Webster is. And also now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, who apparently is making tremendous strides, apparently is really everyone is loving what he's doing. He already met with Derek Brooks, who is one of the legends of Tampa Bay. He's met with Devin White met with Derek Brooks, and they talked things over. They had apparently a lunch or a dinner of some description. So he's already making friends, winning friends, and influencing people. He will be the guest speaker at the July 11th Independence Bowl kickoff dinner, and I will be your MC. So if you would like to see Devin White, I suggest you come out and watch. If you would like to see me for some reason, I suggest you come out and watch. Those are your opportunities to do so. You can also watch us on Facebook, facebook.com/Netherton Show. I didn't mention the Twitter feeds, but you can find us there. I am at PT Netherton. He is at Heyboy Rogers, and the show page is at Netherton Show. Raj, I got to see Larry the Cable Guy over the weekend.
I heard that.
Yeah.
How's our old boy doing?
He is doing very well. Put
on a good show?
Amazing
you have one
show.
or two?
Just one show.
Just one, okay.
He is without a doubt one of the funniest dudes you'll ever see. And the thing is, he does so many jokes. He doesn't have – his setups are not long. Like, there's some people that'll give you 10 minutes of a setup telling a story, and it pays off with a great joke. But Cable Guy's the kind of guy that he's just, it's punchline, it's setup, punchline, setup, punchline, setup, punchline, setup, punchline. I mean, one right after the other. It just keeps going. Boom, 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 boom. And so it's hilarious. And the thing is, the laughs just build on each other. And so by the end, you're a puddle. You got so many endorphins running through you. It's just crazy. But he was fantastic as he always was, as he always is. Absolutely amazing. And it was great to see him and chat with him a little bit. We're going to have him on the show, Raj, probably in a couple of weeks. The next 2 weeks are weird with my schedule. I'm going to be in Huntsville for the show Thursday. I don't want to have anybody. I try not to have anybody on when I'm on a remote, because with the delay and everything, it can just get to be a hassle when you're trying to
somebody's
interview someone.
there with you in person.
Right, yeah. If it's sitting with me, then that's a different thing. But I'm going to be in Huntsville Thursday, Friday, final regular season series for Northwestern State baseball. And then assuming they make the tournament, which it looks like they have to win one game to get in. The problem is they're playing the number one team in the conference to end the season, Sam Houston. But assuming they find their way into the conference tournament, it's more likely than not. Then the next week I will be in Sugar Land, Texas, one of the suburbs of Houston. I will be down in Sugar Land for at least Wednesday and Thursday. Well, and I don't know if I'll be able to do my shows from there or not. I don't know at this point. So I said, you know what? Instead of trying to get him crammed in on a Tuesday this week or next week, I said, we'll just relax. We'll do the show. You know, we'll have him on in a couple of weeks. He said that was fine. His charity golf tournament's coming up at the beginning of June, so we may try to squeeze it in right before that, or maybe right after that. I don't know. But we will get him on. He's already agreed to it. It's just a matter of working out the time when Larry the Cable Guy will come on. But his show was fantastic. He was great, as always, and had a blast. Really just had a great time. So that was a lot of fun. Late night, though. Got back about 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning.
Dude, wow.
Yeah, it was it made for kind of an odd weekend.
Yeah.
My Saturday was pretty much just a wash. I drove a little bit. I Uber lifted a little bit. Made a little bit of money on Wednesday, but that was about all I had the energy for. And Raj, because I have the best mother of all mothers, guess where I ended up on Mother's Day for
Well, I know
for
where
lunch.
you were supposed to go.
Where was I supposed to go?
To Jefferson, Texas.
That's where I was supposed to go.
And get some barbecue.
Yeah. I don't know who else's mom, when you say, we'll go anywhere you want. You name a place. I'm driving. I'm paying. You tell me where. And she says, I want barbecue from Jefferson. I'm like, God bless you. Let's go. So we piled in. We drove over to Jefferson. Here's what's crazy, Raj, and this is why I tell people, listen to me, everyone. If you're a barbecue fan, you need to listen to what I'm about to tell you. If you go to a barbecue joint that is popular, get there before noon. Why do I say that? Because you never know what might happen. Rogers, they were out of ribs at 11:45.
Are you kidding me?
He cooked 20 racks of ribs, and they were gone by 11:45 because he had multiple to-go orders, and he had someone call up out of nowhere and order 7 full racks of ribs. We got in there. We got a half rack of ribs. We got a pound of brisket. We got a link of sausage. We got a bunch of beans. We got a couple of drinks. And we sat down, and literally before we were done eating, our man Link, who's the kind of front of the house guy, comes walking by. Out of ribs. If anybody wants ribs, we're out. I had 1 rib left, Raj. I almost got up and tried to sell it to someone. For like $25 I got 1 rib for $25. Anybody want 20? I'll give it to you for 20, 1 rib.
How much did your mom pay for it?
She paid nothing.
No, the ribs. That's fine.
No, God, no. No, she's not a. She's
sit down, son. You embarrass me.
She's much more of a brisket person than a ribs person. You know what?
I can see that.
She had a rib, but she hammered the brisket really nicely. She did a good job.
Good deal.
And I took care of the ribs and the beans, and she had a little bit of the beans, and then I took care of the rest of the brisket because I don't want to leave. I don't want to throw away a bunch of meat, and I'm not going to carry it back to Shreveport with me. So I finished it off, and it was terrific. But again, if you're going to a popular barbecue joint, especially on the weekends, and especially at a day like Mother's Day, get there early. I encourage you, if the place opens at 11, be there at 11 or even a little bit beforehand. If you want to get there 10:50, awesome. But look it up. Some of the places you might want to get there at 10. There's a place in Dallas called Cadillac Barbecue, which if you get there, it's only open, I think, like 4 days a week. And if you're not there at 10:30, you're going to be 40th in line. So there's some places you need to get there early. So show up, get there early, go and partake, because you never know when someone might come up and order 7 racks of ribs to go, and now you're 10th in line. And by the way, there was a line When we walked in about 11:20, 11:15, there was no line. By the time we sat down to get our food, there was a line of about 15 people waiting at Riverport Barbecue in Jefferson. And by the way, it's amazing and delicious, and I highly recommend it. You can't go wrong with Riverport Barbecue, but get there early, everyone. I'm just telling you. Speaking of, Raj, I'm going to try. I've been lax on getting any barbecue folks on the show. I'm going to work on the guy in Arkansas that I went to, the Wright's Barbecue in Fayetteville, that I went to when I was up there for baseball. I'm going to try to get him on because there are very few spots in Arkansas where they're doing actual really terrific Texas-style barbecue, and he's doing it. So I want to have him on to talk. Jordan Wright is his name. We'll get him on at some point. And we're, by the way, still waiting on the editor, the barbecue editor of Texas Monthly Magazine, which, by the way, how is that not my job? I don't know. But the barbecue editor of Texas Monthly Magazine, Daniel Vaughn, is going to join us in studio sometime in the next month or two. He's planning a trip to Shreveport for some other things, and so he has agreed to come in studio with us and hang out. So very much looking forward to that. Definitely going to be a heck of a lot of fun. So a lot of ways to get in touch with the show, a lot of things that you could be dealing with. We hope that Tyrell says his mom wanted to eat at the hospital cafeteria in Spring Hill. Now, I hope that's not because she's in the hospital in Spring Hill. Like, I hope maybe just because she's weird and has odd taste in food.
It may be one of those chip beef sandwich days where those at Orange Processed Meat, those are pretty good in the hospital cafeteria.
Will say this,
I will tell you that.
There is no place I'd rather have Jell-O than in the hospital. That is some Jell-O haviness. That's some of the Jell-O haviness spot that you could possibly go to is the hospital. That Jell-O at the hospital is fantastic. I highly recommend that. By the way, Roger, did I tell you I tried the BK version of the McRib?
I was about to ask you that. I was going to go into that and say, look, I know it's different, but I did want to know what you thought about that.
I finally tried the Burger King version of the McRib.
Because unbelievably, people, he is a McRib guy.
I like the McRib.
Considering he is a barbecue snob.
Yeah. Got no reason to like it. You all right? I think that was actually not a test. I believe after all the barbecue I ate yesterday, it was a toxic release alert that maybe there was some toxic release going on here in the studio. Toxic release, brisket on its way out. Yeah, I don't know who that guy was, but you know, it's funny. Like it always cracks me up that they have the emergency broadcast, alert test or whatever on the prettiest day you could possibly have. Like, this is a gorgeous day, and that's when they're going to test the thing.
Well, I think with the bad weather we've had for a week, it just scared the hell out of everybody anytime you heard that. So I think now it's like, hey, all right, we are testing.
Yeah. Test.
All
right, so yes. So as I was saying, I, for some reason, enjoy the McRib. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe because I started eating it when I was younger, and so I didn't know any better.
No, you know what?
It's one of those nostalgic type things.
No, I agree with that completely.
I like the fact that it's only around for like a month out of the year or whatever. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's why. But Burger King has a version of the McRib, which actually is, it looks more like ribs. Again, why do they have something in the shape of bones with meat around it on a sandwich? There's so many things wrong with the McRib. Like, it's not that good. Who knows what the meat actually is? Is it pork? I don't know. What is it? Hooves and beaks and tails, and nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what's going on. So, by the way, Raj, we just lost the stream for some reason, just to let you know. McRib. All right, but for some reason, I like the McRib. I don't know why. And so I tried the Burger King version of the McRib, and it's not as good, which is really saying something because the McRib is not really as good either. Right. I'm just leaving it at that. It's not as good either. No comparison to anything. It's just not as good as whatever you're thinking of. And yet, for some reason, I like it. And yet, the BK McRib, I just can't call it the BK McRib. That's like when you go to any other place and you order McNuggets. Like, it's so ingrained for you to say McNuggets that if you go to Burger King, you're like, I want the 20 chicken nuggets. Yeah, chicken nuggets, not McNuggets. Did I tell you one time I drove through the McDonald's drive-thru? This is a true story, Raj. I drove through the McDonald's drive-thru. I have no idea why this happened. I ordered my food or whatever I was getting, and they said, that'll be, $11. Please drive to the second window. And I literally said, didn't mean to, slip of the tongue. I said, Mick, thank you. I'm not even, like, that is an absolutely 100% true story. I said, Mick, thank you, and I didn't mean to. It just slipped out. I have no idea why I did it. I don't know. I think we need to take a break. Let's talk some sports when we come back. This is a sports talk show, right? That's what I've allegedly been told. I want to talk about John Beilein and where he's going, and is this a bad sign for college basketball? Want to talk about the hiring of Frank Vogel at Los Angeles, and more importantly, the hiring of Jason Kidd with the Lakers. And Raj, I've unfortunately got to remind you why I was right on Friday. It's not unfortunate that I was right. It's unfortunate that I have to remind you that I was right because it was something bad that happened to one of your teams. But we talked about it on Friday, and I mentioned this is what would scare me if I was one of the fans of your teams. And considering the fact that the Astros just swept the Rangers and beat them like 1,000,000-4, it's probably not having to do with the Rangers. Not having to do with the Astros. Let's take a break. We'll come back. The Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger.
You look out the door. You see the behemoth sitting out there in the yard.
That's me.
The big rusty metal thing.
Oh.
The scary thing that makes all the crazy noises.
Oh, people's broken down air conditioners?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have that problem because we've got AccuTemp taking care of ours. And here's the deal. If you have a rusty behemoth in your yard and it's not me, it very well could be time for you to call AccuTemp and get ready for the summer. AccuTemp, 861-2255.
So you think you have unlimited data?
Recalculating.
Think again. If you have unlimited data on a network you can't trust, your data is limited, and so are you. Set your smartphone free with the new unlimited mega plan from Total Wireless. For $50 a month, get unlimited data on the nation's best 4G LTE network with 25 gigs at high speed, then 2G.
You have arrived at your destination.
Stay connected with the new unlimited mega plan. Total Wireless, total confidence. Available at Walmart. See terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
It's time for some straight talk. A phone with all the high-speed data you need is awesome. But 2 phones with unlimited data, that's double awesome. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get 2 lines with our ultimate unlimited plan for just $90. That's unlimited talk, text, and data on 2 lines for up to 45% less. All on America's best 4G LTE networks. Multiply your savings with Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
At 60 gigs, we reserve the right to review your account for usage in violation of Straight Talk's terms and conditions. Savings may vary.
What does building a better bank look like? It starts with building Capital One cafes, warm, inviting places that feel nothing like a typical bank, where you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. And you'll always find people ready to help you, not sell you. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One and a member FDIC. Cafes available in select locations. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
I was driving in my car and I smelled a number 5 with fries. Hadn't stopped for lunch, made me realize it was just my ride. No. But with the new Febreze car, I got it under control. Now they come in light or bold. Choose how you roll. Febreze car, roll with
Your daughter's a genius, and with all those smarts comes a lot of travel. So you're at Hampton by Hilton for a science fair in Springfield. Last month she was a mathlete in Martindale. Next she'll be a robot whiz in Riverside. She fuels up on free Hampton waffles. You fuel up on coffee. With 6 hours of applied biology ahead of you, you need all your synapses firing. Proud parent of a prodigy? That's why we're here with free hot breakfast and more than 2,400 locations. Book at Hampton.com for our price match guarantee. Hampton by Hilton. Terms and conditions apply.
Dad, what are you doing?
Cramming for college.
I'm the one going to college.
Yeah, but we need to figure out how we're going to pay for it all.
Discover Student Loans.
Discover does student loans?
Yeah, they're one of the top private student loan lenders in the country. It takes 15 minutes or less to apply, and there are no fees for the life of the loan. Best of all, I can earn cash rewards if I get good grades.
Really?
Yeah, we still have time to apply and get a great rate.
So I can just chill. College kids still say that, right?
No one says that, Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply.
Lawn lovers, run with us on the John Deere Z500 Series Z-Track mower. Built to mow better, faster with an Excel Deep Mower Deck. Because whether you're up against the clock or a busy day, this zero turn gets it done in almost no time at all. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Test drive a Z500 Series Z-Track mower at your John Deere dealer during the Take Your Turn sales event.
O'Reilly. Time to replace your vehicle's battery? Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Do It Right rebate. For a limited time, purchase a Superstart Premium, Extreme, or Platinum battery and get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card by mail. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Floating through the airwaves like smooth hickory smoke, Patrick Netherton.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
We welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. Well, we've talked about just about anything but sports at this point. I want to talk about the John Beilein move. We'll talk about that. I want to discuss that. We also are going to talk about Frank Vogel and Jason Kidd making the move to the Lakers. And why did I mention both of them? Because it seems reasonably significant that both of them are making this move. And what does that mean for moving forward for the Lakers? And what happened to the Lakers? And kind of just what I've been avoiding the Lakers subject, Raj. You know this. I don't want to talk about the Lakers, but this is just it's too ridiculous not to talk about. So we'll discuss it. We'll get into it just a little bit. But, Raj, I'm going to start here with why I was right on Friday and how that unfortunately affects my man, R. Edward Hampton. Raj, yes. The one concern I had for the Rockets going into Game 6 back at home in Houston against Golden State was the fact that without Kevin Durant, I was concerned that the Warriors were actually going to be a better offense in terms of their ability to move the ball, how the flow of the offense looked, how much Steph Curry was involved. Obviously, he wasn't involved until about halfway through the third quarter, and then he was the guy. But it worried me because some of the prettiest basketball that you have ever seen in your life was the Warriors pre-Kevin Durant. Now, they've had some pretty moments with Kevin Durant, don't get me wrong. But without Durant, they have had one of the prettiest offenses that you could possibly want because they all share the ball, yet they're all willing to shoot. They're all willing to make the pass to the next guy because they all not only believe in their own ability to hit shots, but they believe in each other's ability to hit shots. And so their offense, which, again, I keep trying not to go overboard with this and say that they're worse with Durant because that's just not true. It's just a different flow of offense with Durant than it is without him. With Durant, the ball sticks a little bit more. That's kind of coaching parlance for the ball isn't moving, it's staying with one guy, right? The ball sticks a little bit more with Durant in the offense, whereas without him, there's a lot of Curry dribble penetration, kicking it to the wing, firing into the corner, Klay Thompson hits a three. There's a lot of Curry drives, hits a layup. There's a lot of, everything has movement without the basketball. Guys are cutting, guys are flashing. It's a really pretty offense when Durant's not in there. And again, Durant is one of the best offensive players we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. He's a 7-footer with unlimited range who can get his shot off anytime he wants it from anywhere that he wants it. Again, I don't want this to sound like I am dissing Kevin Durant in any way. All right? I don't want that. But at the same time, Raj, that's what concerned me when they lost Durant, is that they would go back to being that free-flowing, tremendous offense that they were when Durant wasn't there. And that's exactly what happened. It took a little bit. It took them about 3 quarters to kind of figure out how to get back into that framework and back into that flow. But when they got back and Curry got back to hitting shots, it was bad news for the Rockets. And I really felt bad for them. And here's the other thing, Raj, and I'm curious your thoughts on this narrative. There's a narrative that somehow what the Rockets are doing isn't working, right? And your reaction is appropriate. And that's why I'm bringing this up, because there is this, clearly whatever the Rockets are doing isn't working because they haven't been to the finals. Well, they've also faced one of the greatest teams in the history of the league the last 4 years in their own conference. And so what they're doing is working.
I mean, they were the number 1 seed with the best record in the league last season.
Correct.
And then free agent leavings and injuries. And for them to end up in the 4th seed when the first month of the season they were experts, oh, man, their season's done.
Yeah.
What?
And
the reigning league MVP and the season's done.
And the idea that just because you didn't make it past one of the best teams ever put together, and somehow that means that what you're doing is a failure, is silly. But that's a very real narrative that's going on right now in the national media is, whatever the Rockets are doing, all the threes and all that stuff, the running the offense through Harden, et cetera, this isn't working for the Rockets. They need to either do something different, blow it up and start over. There's a whole lot of wild, what we call hot takes,
and that's that same
Raj.
People a month into the season, it's done. They won't even make the playoffs. Well, they won their division and got beat 2 years in a row by the best team in the league, and last year was 1 game away from getting to the finals. It works.
Let me ask you a question, though, in all seriousness, because, again, I think all of that talk is silly. But if the Warriors go on and let's say they lose in the finals to the Bucks or the Raptors, which, by the way, we need to talk about Kawhi Leonard's game winner. That was one of the craziest freaking shots I've ever seen. But let's say they go on and they don't win the championship, the Warriors. Does that in any way diminish what the Rockets did? That, you didn't even lose to the champions this year?
No. No.
Okay. I agree with you.
They lost to the defending champions, so that's all I need to know.
Right.
They lost to the defending champions.
I will say this, though. And
did not have home court advantage. They were supposed to lose.
Yeah.
And I would not have picked Houston in Game 7 at the Oracle.
No.
Would not have done it.
No, nor would I have.
Yeah.
I am surprised they lost Game 6, though, at home. I thought that was the one. At least they could get to 7. But, again.
When it was tied at halftime and Curry had no points, I was worried.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
Because their Iguodalas were making their threes. Our Tuckers and Greens weren't. Every time Iguodala hit a three, I just went, no, we need him to miss that, us rebound, take it down. And I will say this, Harden finally had a decent game in an elimination game.
Yeah.
But he needed to have a 40 to 50-point game for the Rockets to win. But he finally at least had decent points. Paul had decent points. Gordon didn't do very well. Capella didn't do very well. And when you had Iguodala and Curry and Clay's teammates stepping up for them and Harden and Paul not for them, you can kind of see. But, yeah, when it was tied, looking at 120 and Curry had no points,
Not a good sign.
I was not a happy Rocket fan.
And then what do you have, 33 in the second half?
Yes. Yeah. And thank goodness that the Astros were on the other station beating the Rangers for the third night in a row at that point, or second night in a row at that point.
Yeah.
That gave me a little – but like I said, it wasn't like the Rocket game was a blowout. It was a fantastic game all the way to the end. I got to see all the Houston fans, the Houston arena, all the shots coming in and out of the TV segments, downtown Houston, my town I love. So I'm not so bad as one watching them lose on their home court because you're not getting yelled at by the other fans' teams. The streamers aren't falling on your head.
Right.
You're not trying to get out of there. You know, it was like, okay, hey, shake their hands. It was over. 2 years in a row, we ended it in the Toyota Center. I'm good with that.
As High Rail said, Houston got there and had a shot. My team was at the house. Better to be there and have a shot at it than not.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, me too. I was like, hey. The fact,
and that's
they almost could have been to the last day of the season. They could have been as high as the 2 seed in the Western Conference, but fell to the 4 because 2 other teams that needed to lose won.
Yeah, and to me, that's the thing with the narrative that it doesn't work. That what Houston is doing. Look, Houston is a different team than most of the other teams in the league. They have a different approach. I've always loved what Mike D'Antoni does. When he was with the Knicks, when he was with Phoenix, I've always enjoyed how he coaches the game. I love that he's an offensive-minded guy, and I think offensive-minded guys are the right fit right now in what is the current incarnation of the NBA. But that being said, I would like to see some tweaks for Houston. And again, it's nothing major, but you'd like to see the ability for. I don't know. They're weird in that they either get a shot immediately or they wait until there's 3 on the clock to get a shot. Have you noticed that? Like it's either what was Andy Kennedy? Remember when Andy Kennedy came on the show, Raj, and we were talking about the SEC tournament, and he was talking about Mike White at Florida, and he said they want to either get a great shot early or late. At the very beginning of the shot clock or the very end of the shot clock. They're not shooting with 10 on the clock. They're shooting with either 19 on the clock or they're shooting with 4 on the clock. And I think that's where the Rockets, it feels like sometimes the Rockets just take the air out of the ball. And sometimes it's not even just Harden. A lot of times it is, but sometimes it's Chris Paul, sometimes anyone else. They'll just get it and just dribble it. It's like, okay, I understand. At this point in your game, you're trying for one shot, but at some point, you still have to run your offense. And look, a lot of times the offense is Harden. I understand that, but sometimes you do want to run some offense on occasion and see if you can't get a better shot. High Rail also asked, is Jason Kidd the head coach of the Lakers? And that's what we're going to talk about because it's a little bit of an odd pairing in how this all came together. Because typically when you're a head coach, you pick your assistant coaches. But it almost feels like one of Frank Vogel's assistant coaches was picked for him. So we'll discuss that. We also need to discuss John Beilein leaving Michigan. And the idea that maybe this is somehow a bad thing for college basketball. And I want to discuss John Beilein leaving Michigan for the NBA in regards to the trial that we just saw, the Christian Dawkins trial. By the way, more guilty verdicts in that trial. Both he and Merle Code were found guilty on multiple counts. Not all of the counts that they were being tried on, but they were found guilty on multiple counts. And Raj, coming up, I think maybe tomorrow or maybe Wednesday, we're going to have a legal analyst who handles sports law out on the West Coast, a lady named Alicia Jessup, who does a great job on Twitter. She does a great job of breaking that stuff down. We're going to have her on to talk about the legalities and illegalities of what went on in the Christian Dawkins trial and what may be coming next, because the NCAA isn't even allowed to touch this case until after everything is adjudicated. Are they now allowed to touch it? Are they now allowed to start opening big investigations into Sean Miller at Arizona and Will Wade at LSU? And some of the other folks, a lot of people were talked about on the wiretaps, and a lot of people were talked about in the trial. So does that mean now you're freed up, if you're the NCAA, to go ahead and start pursuing people? I don't know. I don't know where they're at. She may not know, but she'll at least be able to give us a little bit of a better view and understanding of what came out of this trial and what we might see potentially going forward. So we need to talk about not just the John Beilein leaving Michigan, but we also need to talk about the NBA hiring as well, because there is a lot of interesting things going on in terms of coaches' hirings, and I am somewhat concerned about college basketball based on what John Beilein did. So we'll discuss that. But I want to know from you, the listening audience, or the viewing audience, if you're on Facebook Live, especially if you're Rockets fans, are you ultimately disappointed in this season? Obviously, every team goes into the season wanting to find a way to win the championship. Now, we know that's not going to happen for a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that go into the season knowing they're not going to qualify for the playoffs, they're not going to be there, they're not going to win a championship. But I want to know from Rockets fans, are you ultimately disappointed with your season? Or are you okay with the fact that you lost to, once again, one of the best teams in the history of the NBA? And I'm legitimately curious about that, because, you know, I'm not going to say your window is closing, but it's certainly not as open as it was 2 years ago. It's a little bit more closed now. James Harden every year is moving into and then past his prime. You're surrounding him with, Chris Paul's getting old. Chris Paul has been old for a while. So now the question becomes, do you feel like if you're the Rockets, are you running out of chances at this point to be the team that goes in and wins a title and finds a way to bring that 94-95 feeling back to the Houston area? And I'm legitimately curious about that. You can call us at 318-320-1130, 318-320-1130. You can text us at 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. When we come back, should I be concerned as a college basketball fan about what happened with John Beilein? We'll talk about that coming up. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger. Bang, bang.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Ready to stop working on the oil field roller coaster? TSE International, who designs, manufactures, and markets conductor handling equipment, is hiring experienced welders, machinists, and mechanics with hydraulic knowledge. Bring a can-do attitude, strong work ethic, and a resume to apply in person during the TSE International On-Site Job Fair, May 18th from 9 to 2 at 5301 Shreveport Blanchard Highway. That's May 18th from 9 to 2 at 5301 Shreveport Blanchard Highway, or apply online at tseinternational.com.
You know, Nicole, they say I've got an electric personality. Does that help me out at First Choice Personnel?
It would help you. I'm looking for electrical or mechanical, technical people.
I'm not so mechanical, but I do have an electric personality.
Sounds good. You come my way. Let me see what I can do for you.
All right, 797-7810, 797-7810. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice your last call.
I love cuddling on that couch with you.
I love cuddling on the couch with you,
I'm going to put my feet underneath your legs because my toesies are cold.
Oh, golly. What do you do with these things?
It's so cold in here.
Are they dipped in daiquiris? Seriously.
Maybe we need to turn the heat up.
That's not a bad idea. Is there any way that Accutemp could put a couch heater in this thing? Accutemp, 861-2255. Please warm up my wife's feet.
At Greg Tilley's in Bossier City, you have got to see our new lineup of rustic and vintage homes. Cedar exterior and shutters, barn doors, shiplap walls, rustic ceramic tile showers, and rustic ceiling beams. See us today at Greg Tilley's in Bossier City.
Morehead Pools has been a part of Hanging with Hester from the very beginning. You're talking about a company that's been in the top 25 for 5 years running in all of North America, according to Pool and Spa News. They've won numerous awards for their staffing, But Michael Moore's here to tell you what else they can do.
Well, Jacob, not only do we design pools, we want to design the entire environment. And that includes outdoor kitchens. That includes covered patios, living spaces. We want to take the inside to the outside. That's our goal, and do it in a very tasteful, elegant way.
Moorhead Pool, supporting Hanging with Hester.
GBT, the great banking team. You talk about knocking it out of the park for service. Well, the Minden Press Herald certainly knows all about that by saying that GBT is certainly one of the top businesses around in Webster Parish when it comes to customer service. Did you know the Bossier Press Tribune says that GBT is one of the top places to work? So it's a great place to work. They provide great service. I think people understand. The GBT stands for the great banking team.
Don't put your life on the line. Do what the pros do. Call 811 before you dig. Wait for the site to be marked. And always, always dig with care. LA One Call.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
A good time is in the air. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. If it's LSU sports, it's on 11:30 The Tiger.
This is another sneaky banger right here. Mike and the Mechanics? How about that? Can't believe I remember that, to be honest with you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you, Raj.
Oh.
I know. That's it, my friend. Go where you want to go. Stay where you want to stay. Whatever. We welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 11:30 The Tiger. He is Rogers Hampton. I am Patrick Netherton. They are Mike and the Mechanics getting us rolling on a Monday. Again, I will be on location. You go if you want to go. Stay if you want to stay. It's all right. That's how I feel about this show every day. Yeah, go if you want to go. Stay if you want to stay. I can't promise it's going to all be about sports. But I can promise that I'll be entertained by it, and Rogers usually will be entertained by it. I don't know if anyone else will be. But I want to talk about John Beilein for a bit. For those that may not have heard, John Beilein has agreed to become the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, some of you may be going, well, who the hell's John Beilein? Because you may not be a college basketball guy. Although if you're listening to my show, chances are you're probably somewhat of a college fan because I talk about it a lot. John Beilein was the very successful coach at Michigan who is one of the more innovative offensive minds that you'll find in all of college basketball. But John Beilein has agreed to leave one of the cushiest positions in all of college athletics, the Michigan basketball coach. Look, you think about it, Raj. You're not the Michigan football coach, so you don't have the overwhelming pressure of, say, the Duke basketball coach or the Kansas basketball coach or the Kentucky basketball coach, right? Because those are the number one guys at their school.
Yep.
You know, you're always going to kind of be second fiddle to the football coach in Michigan. And you've got a personality like Jim Harbaugh there who is, a guy that will keep you insulated to some extent from, being the guy that's going to receive the most criticism, that's going to receive the most praise, going to receive the most accolades or vice versa. So, Raj, it's a little concerning to me that a guy who seemingly has it all at Michigan would leave to go coach the LeBron James-less Cleveland Cavaliers. You can take it a couple of ways, and I'm worried about one of these ways, Raj. I really am. One, you can take it as they're paying him a whole bunch of money. They're paying him NBA money, right, which understandable, but not like Michigan wasn't paying him. Michigan has plenty of money. So if he just wanted a raise, he certainly could have worked and gotten himself a raise, no doubt about it. So that one's not necessarily a concern. The second one, also not that much of a concern to me. Maybe he just wanted a new challenge, right? He's been to the championship game twice. He's been to the Final Four multiple times with Michigan. He's, kind of done, I don't want to say he's done everything. He's never won a national title, but he's kind of done everything you can do at the college level short of winning a national title, right? So he's kind of been to the mountaintop. Now, he's not won it all, but he's been there, and he certainly has a sterling reputation. All right, so but if he just wanted he wanted a new chapter, he wanted a new challenge, he wanted to do something different, that's okay. But, Raj, what concerns me is the third idea of why John Beilein might have made the move. What if John Beilein made the move because he saw what's going on in college basketball, where it's kind of open season for coaches to pay players? Sean Miller hasn't been punished as of yet. Will Wade hasn't been punished as of yet. Bill Self hasn't been punished. You know who the only guy who's been punished in all of this talk about paying players and paying recruits and the go-betweens with the athletes and the sneakerheads or whatever? There's one guy who's been punished for it. One head coach that's been punished, Rick Pitino. And Rick Pitino's punishment was as much about what he's done multiple times than just this one event. Right? He had the whole sex scandal. He had some other things that had popped up. He had the talk about the assistant coaches hiring hookers and whatnot for the players that are on recruiting trips. I mean, it's more than just, hey, there's guys being paid to come to Louisville. There's more than that involved with Rick Pitino. But who hasn't been punished? Bill Self hasn't been punished, even though he was talked about in text messages. The the whatever his name is, D'Souza guy, he's been talked about. There was a report out that Will Wade was on a wiretap talking about making an offer to Javonte Smart. He got punished kinda by being suspended for the run for LSU, but is he still the head coach at LSU? Yes, he is. Sean Miller, even though, remember Sean Miller, Raj, remember him giving that weird speech at the end of the season where it sounded like it was his farewell speech? And yet, he's still the coach at Arizona. So I wonder if John Beilein, who doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's paying players, right? He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's paying recruits. I'm wondering if he saw the writing on the wall and said, hey, no one's getting punished for paying for players at this point. So I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to pay players. I don't want to be a part of a group that is willing to basically turn a blind eye to people paying players. And the FBI has gone after these middlemen, but none of the coaches have been under scrutiny from the FBI. They've been on wiretaps and such, but they're not being charged with anything. They're not under investigation by the FBI. So I wonder if John Beilein basically said, you know what, I'm fed up with playing at a disadvantage here. I'm going to go to the NBA, where at least we pay our players out front. Everyone knows how much we pay our guys. There's no bagmen. There's no guys slipping $100 handshakes to anybody. There's no, I don't know if did you see the story, Raj, about, was it the kid, was it one of the LSU kids where they gave him a sneaker that was filled with $100 bills or whatever? Like I think it was an LSU kid, but I'm not entirely certain. I think that's the case. But I just wonder if John Beilein looked at the landscape of college basketball and said, you know what, this might be the time to get out. Because it looks like we're about to just declare open season on paying recruits. Because at this point, the NCAA, which still doesn't have subpoena power, they still don't really have, they just don't have the power to investigate these things. They can't wiretap anybody. They can't make someone testify under penalty of law. They can't They can't really do anything. They have to rely on the cooperation of the people they're investigating. And, yeah, they can threaten them with, well, if you don't cooperate, we're going to just go ahead and lay the hammer down on you. But it's kind of like, Raj, when you hear people about DWIs and they say just don't blow. Because even if they threaten to take your license away for 6 months, they can't prove that you were drunk if you don't blow. Right. So to me, it's a little bit like that. It's like, okay, well, we're going to punish you if you don't cooperate. But they're not going to give them the death penalty. They're not going to do anything that's going to have any real lasting effect. It might be a year or two, but then you're going to bounce right back. Does anybody remember any of the punishments that any of these teams have taken? And they're so afraid of what they did to SMU football that they're not going to go do that again. They're not going to give the death penalty to a program again because it completely dismantled SMU football. And so I don't think you're ever going to see the NCAA do that again. And so, Raj, that's the one that concerns me. If he left for more money, cool. If he left for the challenge of the NBA, awesome. But if he left because he realizes that college basketball is heading in the wrong direction, as a fan of college basketball, that really concerns me. Now, Beilein obviously hasn't said, he probably never will say what his ultimate motivations are. Or if his ultimate motivations are because of what's happening in college basketball, he'll likely not ever cop to that. Right? He probably will kind of stick to his guns of, well, I just want a new challenge, whatever. By the way, did you know this about John Beilein, Raj? That he has coached at every single level of basketball.
Really?
He has coached at high school, junior college, Division III, Division II, Division I. Do you know how many years out of all of those steps he has been an assistant coach at any level?
None.
0. The man has never been an assistant coach at any level.
Well, he can't be that good of a coach.
He's been a head coach at the high school.
I mean, you have to have paid the dues.
High school, junior
college. You work in retail, you got to be assistant manager before you make manager.
That's right. You got to be, as famously espoused by Louis Anderson in Coming to America, be here just a couple of months, and then I'm going to be on the fry machine, and that's when the real bucks start rolling in. I'm going to be on the fry machine in a couple months. I'll be assistant manager, and that's when the real money starts rolling in. John Beilein has never been a coach, never A, been an assistant coach, or B, there's not a level of college or high school basketball that he hasn't been at as a head coach. High school, junior college, Division III, Division II, Division I, and now NBA. Now, we're going to try to get Rob Doster on from NBC Sports. I'm going to get him on tomorrow to talk about the Beilein move because he has some concerns about how John Beilein is going to be in the NBA. Raj, number one concern about a college coach, especially a guy like John Beilein going from college to the NBA, what happens when you go from being the top dog and the highest paid guy to no longer the top dog and like the 7th highest paid guy, when you have 6 players who are paid more than you are, and you've got, Kevin Love or whatever stars are left in Cleveland or whoever they bring in, especially if it's like a LeBron James situation. What happens the first time he's in practice and someone talks back to him? He's not used to that. He's 66 years old. Seems a little old to make that move at this point. But apparently he's thought about going to the NBA a couple of different times. He'd had discussions with the Magic and the Pistons last year. And they didn't want to move. He and his wife didn't want to move too far from Michigan. So they apparently listened to they didn't want to move to Detroit. Well, it's funny you say that. But according to the story, the Pistons' borderline playoff roster with little financial flexibility to make changes made staying in Detroit a lot less appealing. Cleveland's in a rebuild status. They've got a brand-new point guard, Colin Sexton, the kid from Alabama. And apparently they have a 14% chance to earn the number 1 pick in the draft lottery, along with the Knicks and the Suns. With Zion Williamson being the number 1 pick, I'm going to go ahead and put even money right now, Raj, that the Knicks get that first pick somehow, some way. Kind of like the frozen envelope with Patrick Ewing back in the 83 draft, was it? I think 85, whatever it was, 85, I think. And the whole frozen envelope where everyone believed that David Stern went in to pull the envelope, and one of them, the Knicks one, was cold, so that he could feel the Knicks one, so they got the first pick so they could draft Patrick Ewing. Come on, man. Are you telling me that the NBA is not going to set it up where the Knicks are going to get Zion Williamson, the biggest star in college basketball, to play at the biggest franchise with the most views and the biggest media market, versus Cleveland or Phoenix? Come on now. We all know the Knicks are getting that number one pick. And if the Knicks aren't getting that number one pick, NBA is going to rig this bad boy somehow. Phoenix has the number one pick. Oh, well, Phoenix, you don't need Zion Williamson. You need R.J. Barrett. Go get R.J. Barrett. He's great. You know, they're going to, somehow, some way, Zion Williamson is going to end up in New York. I don't necessarily believe that Adam Silver is the same as, what's-his-face, David Stern. But would not shock me in the slightest if the Knicks end up with the number one pick. Which, by the way, I didn't realize the draft lottery's tomorrow. Tickle me with a feather. That's not what I meant. Knock me over with a feather. I think that's what I was looking for. Tickle me with a feather is a whole different thing, Rogers. Stop laughing at me, Rogers. It's not okay. I didn't sleep well this weekend. Give me a break. Yeah, you were up every 4 hours nursing cats. You're over there breastfeeding cats.
And if they're not happy, nipples. They don't get quiet. Okay.
Rogers.
That was just Shannon. Oh!
Hey-o! Hot property. Tip your waitresses, everyone.
There you go. Be here all stinking week this week.
And remember to try the veal.
There you go.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
There we go. There we go. I'm going to save you.
Yeah, thank you. Again, one of the dumbest songs I've ever heard. It's catchy as hell, but why are we cool with a song where both husband and wife are trying to cheat on each other? I was tired of my lady. Literally, the first line in the whole song is, I was tired of my lady. And then you find out later that she was apparently tired of him. And also, when they got back together, when they realized they had both taken out a personal ad, which, when's the last time anyone took out a personal ad in the paper? When they realized that they were actually trying to cheat on each other, why did they laugh and get back together? That ain't funny. If I found out my significant other was trying to cheat on me, even though I was also trying to cheat on her at the same time, and we found each other, I wouldn't have a big chuckle about it and go hop in the sack. I'd divorce her. And probably she'd want to divorce me. Like, I would only make sense, because I clearly am a terrible human being if I'm trying to cheat on her. But she's also a terrible human being for trying to cheat on me. This song makes me mad, Rogers. I don't know if you can tell. It makes me mad. It's the Patrick Netherton Show. We'll be back.
O'Reilly. Changing your oil regularly helps keep your vehicle running at its best. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, purchase 5 quarts of Pennzoil conventional motor oil and a MicroGuard filter for just $24.99. Save big with Pennzoil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to stop working on the oil field roller coaster? TSE International, who designs, manufactures, and markets conductor handling equipment, is hiring experienced welders, machinists, and mechanics with hydraulic knowledge. Bring a can-do attitude, strong work ethic, and a resume to apply in person during the TSE International On-Site Job Fair, May 18th from 9 to 2 at 5301 Shreveport Blanchard Highway. That's May 18th from 9 to 2 at 5301 Shreveport Blanchard Highway, or apply online at tseinternational.com.
At Dell, we know running a small business takes hard work. As a thank you, for all of Small Business Month, we're offering up to 45% off select computers with Intel Core processors. Plus, get additional savings when you call a Dell Small Business Technology Advisor. Call 877-BUY-DELL today. That's 877-BUY-DELL. Additional savings valid May 6th through 30th at 8 a.m. Eastern on select computers from customer calls Dell. Excludes Dell Canvas, PowerEdge T30, and select order codes.
Lloyd Nelson on the phone from Red River Chevrolet. And you know, Lloyd, if you keep selling those 2018 model trucks, you're going to have to take a cab ride home.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we've had such a great year selling these 2018 LT Texas Edition crew cabs. We're down to about 12 or 15 of those in stock. This month, they get GM employee pricing, plus all the rebates, gets you $13,000 off MSRP when you go through GM Financial. These are not demonstrators. These are brand new 18 trucks. We've got about 12 or 15 in stock. You need to hurry on those.
And you got some big news on the 2019 models.
You know, some folks have been waiting for the rebates to get really good on the all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado pickup truck. Well, that time is now. You can take $9,000 off the sticker of a 2019 Chevy Silverado Texas Edition LT when you go through GM Financial. Those are brand new trucks. Probably got 50 of those in stock at $9,000 off. This is the new truck, not last year's model.
Red River Chevrolet. Find new roads, I-20 at Traffic Street in Bossier City. And online at redriverchevy.com.
Lawn lovers, run with us on the John Deere Z500 Series Z-Track mower. Built to mow better, faster with an Excel Deep mower deck. Because whether you're up against the clock or a busy day, this zero turn gets it done in almost no time at all. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Test drive a Z500 Series Z-Track mower at your John Deere dealer during the Take Your Turn sales event.
GBT, the great banking team. You talk about knocking it out of the park for service. Well, the Minden Press Herald certainly knows all about that by saying that GBT is certainly one of the top businesses around in Webster Parish when it comes to customer service. Did you know the Bossier Press Tribune says that GBT is one of the top places to work? So it's a great place to work. They provide great service. I think people understand. The GBT stands for the great banking team. Clint McCullough, Russell Hall from Bayou Bell Waste in studio with us. Fellas, y'all are always in a good mood, and I have a feeling it's because of what you're doing down there and who you're doing it with, Bayou Bell.
Well, it's always great to go to work when you got friends to work with, and I tell you, it's just so fulfilling to be able to hire local people, support local families, and we just try to do some good.
Bayou Bell Waste, 671-9900. BayouBellWaste.com.
Tiger weather now.
A week ahead looking warm and dry. No mention of any rain in the forecast here as we roll on through the next 5 days. Sunshine here today, 82. Clear tonight, 58. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 85. And midweek sunshine's in the forecast, 86. Thursday we're dry, high 86. Richard DeWettig, the Weather Channel.
KWKH Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Bossier City's home for LSU sports.
Why does no one sing with an accent? You ever notice that? That's one of those weird things that I always notice when, because I mean, this is an Australian group, right? Like they should be, you know, she took me in and gave me breakfast, right? But they don't. Do you come from a land down under? I don't remember. My Australian accent's not good. If you haven't figured that out. G'day, mate. Put another shrimp on the barbie. Like, I'm not good at Australian accents, but they sing with. I mean, everyone sings with the same accent. When's the last, Raj? Can you think of a singer that sings with an actual accent? I think Dolores O'Riordan or whatever her name was for the Cranberries had a little bit of an accent, little bit. She would occasionally flip into one,
but she doesn't anymore.
Well, no, she doesn't have any accent anymore. Her only accent is whoa.
Oh no! Don't do that.
No, you're. I'm a terrible person.
You are.
But isn't that weird? How English, like the Beatles never sang with accents. Like they kind of maybe
the closest, and you would have to really be listening to it, is the early Def Leppard. Bringing on the Heartbreak, Joe Elliott, when he kicks into the taking all the best of me.
Oh,
he goes, taking. And he slips into that little British, taking all the.
Well,
But you're right, though. Like, how does Ozzy even sing?
Yeah.
He can't speak.
He can't speak, but he can sing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any... it's just one of those weird quirks that everyone who sings in English sings with a neutral accent. Even Adele. Like, Raj, I got in a rant on this one time, and I'm going to do a quick rant here. It won't take long.
Go ahead.
But the dichotomy between Adele's speaking and singing voice is one of the crazy... Have you heard her speak? She speaks with a Cockney accent. If you don't know what a Cockney accent is, think about the chimney sweeps in Mary Poppins. Like, that's what oh, hello, governor. I'll go sweep the chimney, I will. Like, the Cockney accent is one of the most awful to listen to. Oh, hello, governor. Like, they swallow syllables. It's just terrible. And I apologize if anyone is listening out there that speaks Cockney. All right, my apologies if any of you are out there that have a Cockney accent, but it's a terrible accent to listen to. But then Adele has one of the most gorgeous singing voices of all time. But if you hear her speak, like, I want to punch her in the mouth just to get her mouth swollen up so she can't talk. But I want her to sing because she sings like an angel. But her speaking voice is garbage. Oh, I'm going outside. I'm Adele. She can't even pronounce her own name. She pronounces Adele as Adele. Oh, I'm Adele. Like, that's how she pronounces her own name. She can't even pronounce her own name, Rogers. And yet when she opens her mouth to sing, it's Fergie mixed with Jesus from Step Brothers. I can't even look at you right now. Your voice is like a mix of Fergie mixed with Jesus. I mean, her voice is amazing when she sings. I'm serious. If you've never heard Adele speak, I want you right now, whatever you're doing, I was about to tell you to turn off the radio, but don't do that. No. At 5:01. Oh, well, you know what? At 6:01, because I want you to listen to Sports Talk with JJ and Bonsai Ben. At 6:01, when whatever national show comes on at that point, I want you to pull up a video of Adele speaking, like just an interview with Adele. And her accent is insane. But when she sings with no accent, and it's gorgeous. I don't get it. Raj, this one might be something that you get to. T-Gage said the singer for the 1975 band, you know the 1975 band, Raj?
Yeah.
Said the singer for the 1975 band will drive you crazy with his heavy accent. I don't even know. I've never even heard of that before.
I know we don't have it in the system.
Yeah, that's that. You may be T-Gage. You may be going a little.
Yeah.
You might have gone a long way to try to prove your point.
And I'm sure if you get into some of those British anarchy, Sex Pistols, punk rock thing, there's probably coming out there that like Lemmy from Motorhead. I don't buy it. And when he talked in, I don't love me.
99 Red Balloons. Accent.
Oh, that's Nana. Oh, that's. They did an English one and one in her native language.
The thing is, she didn't really sing in English, though. It's kind of like ABBA.
She talked.
Right.
Yeah.
ABBA never learned English when they sang. ABBA learned, help me out, Raj. What's the name of the song? ABBA.
Which one?
ABBA, the most famous one.
Dancing Queen?
Dancing Queen.
Yes.
When they learned Dancing Queen, they learned it phonetically.
Phonetic. I was going to say, what's the word phonetically?
Yeah,
yes,
they learned it phonetically. They didn't learn the language. They didn't know what they were saying. They literally were just singing phonetically. It'd be the same way as if you tried to teach me a Spanish song and I didn't know any of the words, but you just said, okay, here's what you're going to say. Despacito. Okay. Despacito. Mana, 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 Rico.
And believe me growing up in Houston, the Spanish they were teaching me in school was not the Spanish they were speaking in my neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
It was. I was like, como
T-Gage says the 1975 is a newer band that my daughter listens to. That my daughter listens to. She's 16. Well, yeah, I mean,
now I could see some of these new pop bands having the accent.
Maybe, but I mean, You know who has an accent?
Like, what's that? I crashed my car into the I don't care. Crashed my car into the wall. I don't care. That really comes up kind of. Spice Girls, every now and then you get a little, tell me what the wall, what do they want?
They weren't Asian, Rogers. What are you talking about?
They talked with that. Oh, especially the what was it? Not Sporty.
Scary?
No.
Sporty.
The only
Baby.
black one. Who was the black one?
Scary.
She was scary?
I think so,
okay, I didn't know that.
Sporty,
Sporty,
Scary,
okay. Sporty
Baby,
always had on the little...
Ginger was the redhead.
Ginger Spice, imagine that.
Ginger, Baby,
yeah, scary when she talked, boy, she had
she's been on a bunch of, she's been on like America's Got Talent and a bunch of that other stuff.
She's kind of got that downtown Julie Brown accent. Hubba, hubba, hubba.
T-Gage says the singer of the 1975 does a lot of that talk singing, and I want to smash my head into the dashboard to stop the radio.
And he don't care.
T-Gage, here's the thing. I'm assuming that even though your daughter is 16, you're the one driving. So I'm going to say you can just, reach over there with the old hand and just switch it over to something else. Since I'm assuming since you're dad, you
this doesn't quite work.
I understand. I know. You try to be good to your kids.
Yep.
Jeff, my buddy Jeff down in Houston, Rogers says Icona Pop saw them Saturday. That I guess they sing with accents. I don't know what Icona Pop is.
Okay, good. That means I'm not the oldest one in the room. I mean, I am the oldest one in the room, but if you didn't know either.
He also said Ginger, Baby, Scary, Sporty, and Posh. I forgot Posh Spice. That's the one. That's the one that married David Beckham.
Yeah, bend it like Beckham.
Well, I'm sure I'm glad this segment hasn't gotten off the rails.
We learned a lot. We learned a lot of social musical entertainment news during this segment.
I continue to find it amusing that there is that people don't sing with accents. Like, it just doesn't happen. T-Gage says, Mr. Hampton, please explain to Patrick how I have 2 daughters and my wife. My opinion does not matter.
That's why I said, sometimes it's just not that easy.
Yeah.
I may have had 1 daughter, but there was 3 or 4 of her friends in the truck with us. Oh, believe me, the Katy Perry period where you change your mind, and I had to hear that from the back of the truck. Okay. Oh.
By the way, if you want to see
one lived in Greenwood.
If you want to see the best photo that I've ever taken of Rogers Hampton, check the Facebook page or the Twitter page, either one. I posted it for his birthday, the double nickel.
And the only bad thing about my birthday falling on a weekend is I am not on social media, so I still haven't even checked today. So I had Lauren yesterday post for me, hey, my dad hadn't been on social media. Right. Thanks for all the wishes. He really does appreciate it.
If you're PR agent.
No, a little bit.
Your social media coordinator.
A little bit's my PR agent. You're right.
By the way, Jeff says, great sports talk, fellas.
Oh, I know.
You're quite welcome.
I know. It's a Monday.
Hey, I did a whole 20 minutes on John Beilein just a second ago. And the Rockets.
Yeah, and NBA and coaching.
We still haven't talked about the shot from Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, not Kyrie Irving. Sorry.
Leonard.
Leonard. Yeah,
Kawhi
Leonard.
That's the toughest shot in basketball anyway from the corner. Yeah. Even if you've set, stop, shoot, because you've got nothing to gauge. But
if you watch there's a GIF of just the ball hitting the rim and bouncing. Twice when it hits the rim, it looks like it defies physics. The first bounce, because he ends up he shoots it short. And so the first bounce, for it to go straight up, doesn't make any sense.
No, we talked about that this morning.
It looked like it hit the front
it should
to
have
him.
Ricocheted
now,
off.
Keep in mind, he's in the corner. So the front of the rim to him is the right side of the rim when you're facing it. Yeah. So when it hits the right side of the rim or the front rim to him, it doesn't look like it should go straight up in the air. And yet it does. And when it comes back down, it bounces to the left. And then when it hits the left side of the rim, or to him, the back rim, because he's, again, shooting it from the right corner, when it hits the back rim, it doesn't look like it should carry him back the way it came. It looks like it should keep going out. Instead, it hits, and somehow enough of it hits the inside of the rim where it bounces back to the right. And then it hits the rim again and then settles in. It made no sense how that shot went in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I loved it.
Have
and
you
the reaction
seen the
was
one,
amazing.
somebody, what you call it, the GIF or whatever,
GIF, yeah.
where it's the shot, but the person has added movie scenes where people are, it's like the Happy Gilmore when the ball's going down the tower.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite, because I'm growing up in the 70s, it was Roy Scheider in Jaws sitting there, and all of a sudden when he realizes, whoever did that, I love stuff like that.
Well, they the big things now are to set it to the Titanic theme, and that when it goes in is when the "You're here." I'm sure everyone's enjoying that. I got Raj. Raj is done. Oh my God. He's done for the day. Oh. You got 20 minutes left, Raj.
I know,
you got to stick. You got to stick
at least
with
one
me.
more good break we can kill.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
That's so
but they set it to the Titanic theme, and it starts with a little flute, though.
Yeah, that little eerie.
Yeah, and then when the thing goes in is when they hit the crescendo. The "You're here, there's nothing I fear." There you go. You all right? You okay? Your ears all right?
I don't know where I am right now.
I hope everyone's ears are okay for that.
I wasn't quite sure what just happened, people.
Yeah, well, makes two of us.
Well, at least we're consistent.
That's true.
How long is Fletcher going to let us keep doing
I don't know.
this?
I hope he doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah.
It is his birthday, so I hope he's off celebrating his
that's
birthday.
True. He's probably visiting some of our sponsors.
I was about to say, I hope he's drunk on margaritas from the multiple margarita places.
And be a friend, take Uber and Lyft as always.
That's right. If you need me, call me. Fletch,
and believe me, yes, Fletcher's vehicle is not going to be as nasty as the story I saw over the weekend about Uber and Lyft vehicles.
Oh, what'd you see?
Being nasty, that people that done clean, there's so many rides. Like they did that thing with the fluorescent
the black
thing.
light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe me, my man Patrick, you don't have to worry about that. He's a clean, steady person. He keeps his ride. But it was one of those, I mean, like somebody that didn't really take care of their car like yours and was.
You know what I still find?
I was like, I
vacuum out my
car. Why I
car.
stay home.
I vacuum out my car pretty regularly.
Yeah.
But you know what I still find on my seats, Raj? I still find glitter. Do you know why I find glitter, Raj? I bet you have a guess. And your guess is correct, so go ahead. I have picked up whom?
Maybe people who like dancing on poles for a living?
Exotic dancers, yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Sure, that's good enough.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I've never been.
I have. I know you haven't.
Never.
I have picked up an exotic dancer to like going to their shift or coming home from their shift, that kind of thing.
Which is worse?
I mean, neither one. They're fine.
Going to, they dread it, or leaving, they dreaded it.
Oh, I don't know that. I mean,
do they seem happy to be going there, but coming home, or they're like,
fine.
oh, thank goodness.
Well, most of the time they're just tired.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like anyone else, they're exhausted from a day of work.
And is it pre-glitter going there as well, or they glitter up when they get there and it's on the ride home?
It's it's not like
depends.
It's not like I'm the stripper transport.
But
like
no,
I've done this like twice.
Was the glitter there in daylight and then not at dark?
No, it's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she came pre-glittered.
Glittered beforehand and still glitter after.
Up,
that stuff, you can't get that stuff off.
Especially once the sweat kicks in.
Yeah, you can't get that stuff off. So even now, and that was months and months and months ago, even now, like even after I've vacuumed my truck out probably 15 times since it's happened. But even now, I'll look and I'll just see a little speck of glitter in one of my seats, and just a reminder of the good times that I had back in the day. Oh man, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us?
It's Monday. It was a long weekend.
You know what?
You had a long week last week, buddy.
You know what though, Raj? We use the it's Monday, it's Friday excuse a lot. I'm just wondering if this just isn't who we are at this point. I'm just wondering if this isn't just what this show is. This show is just. We're going to talk some sports, but we're also going to be ridiculous at times. And it's about 50-50 on this show. That's what the Patrick Netherton Show is. It's, Raj, dare I say it's from the ridiculous to the sublime, my friend?
As long as you're pushing your chips to the middle.
Yeah. I just, sometimes, man, sometimes.
T-Stu.
Holy cow! We got a 15-minute pre-show producer.
I always like
appearance.
it when the next producer shows up. That gives you a little sense of, all right, I don't have to stay for an extra hour.
He,
I like Dick's shirt.
You know what though? I feel bad for Travis that he didn't get to hear me sing earlier.
You know what?
He didn't get to hear me sing, and so Celine Dion, and so I feel like he doesn't understand what an amazing untapped vocalist he's looking at.
I mean, I can't even look at you right now.
I know. High Rail says that's why he likes the show. It's because of our blend of sports and ridiculousness, which is pretty much the perfect way to describe our show. It is a blend of sports and ridiculousness. Sports, food, lifestyle, ridiculousness, that's what we do here on the Patrick Netherton Show. We also need to talk... Oh, there you go. Is this the German version? Yeah, again, this isn't really singing. Also, even she's singing German, and she's not really singing it with an accent. You think... Yeah, no, she's singing it more... Yeah. Ich bin ein Luftballons. I know nothing. I don't know. I never watched Hogan's Heroes. I don't know how I can draw a Sergeant Schultz out of there. I know nothing. Let's take a break. It's Patrick Netherton Show. Completely again, this show never had rails to begin with, so there's no rails to come off of. I don't know what we're doing sometimes. My apologies to all of you out there. And be with the pygmies down in New Guinea. Got to hear that at least once. Cable guy. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
You know, Nicole, they say I've got an electric personality. Does that help me out at First Choice Personnel?
It would help you. I'm looking for electrical or mechanical, technical people.
I'm not so mechanical, but I do have an electric personality.
Sounds good. You come my way. Let me see what I can do for you.
All right, 797-7810, 797-7810. First Choice Personnel, make First Choice your last call.
I love cuddling on that couch with you.
I love cuddling on the couch with you,
I'm going to
too.
put
Wait,
my feet underneath your legs because my toesies are cold.
Oh, golly. What do you do with these things?
It's so cold in here.
Are they dipped in daiquiris? Seriously.
Maybe we need to turn the heat up.
That's not a bad idea. Is there any way that Accutemp could put a couch heater in this thing? Accutemp, 861-2255. Please warm up my wife's feet.
Moorhead Pools has been a part of Hanging with Hester from the very beginning. You're talking about a company that's been in the top 25 for 5 years running in all of North America, according to Pool and Spa News. They've won numerous awards for their staffing, but Michael Moore's here to tell you what else they can do.
Well, Jacob, not only do we design pools, we want to design the entire environment. And that includes outdoor kitchens. That includes covered patios, living spaces. We want to take the inside to the outside. That's our goal, and do it in a very tasteful, elegant way.
Moorhead Pool, supporting Hanging with Hester.
GBT, the great banking team. You talk about knocking it out of the park for service. Well, the Minden Press Herald certainly knows all about that by saying that GBT is certainly one of the top businesses around in Webster Parish when it comes to customer service. Did you know the Bossier Press Tribune says that GBT is one of the top places to work? So it's a great place to work. They provide great service. I think people understand. The GBT stands for the Great Banking Team. If you and your family are looking for a new place to go take your teeth, I suggest Cormier Family Dentistry. I'm telling you right now, you'll be smiling when you go in, you'll be smiling when you leave. Of course, that smile is going to look a lot better after they've taken care of you. Doctors Adam and Jana Cormier are absolutely astounding and outstanding dentists, but their staff also just makes it so easy, so nice, and literally so fun. That's right. I said fun when you go to the dentist. You will have a good time. You'll get great work. Cormier Family Dentistry, 868-4072.
Peggy's got a brand new ring from Bailey's today. Look at her finger. They are so happy. This is a good man, and he is a hero.
No.
Thank you for shopping at Bailey's.
That's so sweet. Did you see that?
I did, sweetie.
Oh, another happy lady because her man went to Bailey's and got her something special.
It's the place for ladies who are special to get special gifts from fellas that know they've got a special lady.
And it's been a while since I've gotten something special from Bailey's. Just saying.
Bailey's Jewelers, East Texas, in front of Pierre Bossier. Every single Friday on our show, we have Forkum Friday spotlighting a Northwestern State University Demon athlete or coach.
Ooh, yay! I love that segment. I especially like it when y'all talk baseball because my nephew is a Demon.
That's true.
And don't forget, family tradition, my mother is a Demon.
Ooh, I think I'll just kind of let that one sit there. Forkum Friday.
What is that
Every
supposed to be?
single Friday on the Tim Fletcher Show.
Very funny.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU sports, 1130 The Tiger.
Out where the river broke, the bloodwood and the desert oak, holding wrecks and boiling diesels, steaming.
All right, I have no idea what this is, Rogers.
The time has come.
No. Nope. No. Mm-mm. Pay the rent.
To pay our share.
No, I don't know this. Never heard of this. But he does kind of sing with a little bit of an accent. Yeah, I know that's why you played it. And I don't know. Okay. It's a long way to go. Rogers is getting me to the chorus. No, never heard this. No, never heard of it. No, never heard this song my entire life. The lead singer looks like my dad. Wait, what's this group called? Midnight Oil. Oh, one of them is Midnight Oil lead singer. So let's look that one up. Peter Robert Garrett, AM. Peter, why does it say Peter Robert Garrett, AM? I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I could see that. He kind of looks like my dad a little bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, young Buster. I could see that a little bit. Although he's the Honorable Peter Garrett. There you go. I guess that's what AM is. Maybe is some sort of a. I don't know. It's weird. It's very strange. He was also the Minister for School Education, Early Childhood, and Youth from 2010 to 2013.